Hello guys, Deja Mu here, and welcome to another video on Horus Heresy Legions. I saw that you liked my video on Meros a lot, so I decided to make one on Raldoron as well. I purchased him a few days ago in the store, and I've been testing him out a bit, and I came to this deck. So I think he'd be great for buffing up small weak troops or buffing up very powerful troops. So this deck consists of a lot of low cost troops and a few high cost troops. So we have Drilling Site to whenever we need to get more energy back, which is very useful since Raldoron really needs to spend energy. He needs energy to spend. So you don't want to put any maintenance in him. You don't want to put any demons in his deck. Arcadius, I have this in here. It's my anti-stealth, and it's good as well because he has 1 health, so I can use it to activate my ability instantly. The Sadian Infantry, also great. You place him, you kill him instantly with Raldoron, you draw a card, and you give +1/+1 to a troop, an adjacent troop. I would put 2 in here if I did have a second one. Instead of a second Sadian Infantry, I have a Lectivio Divinatus. Clonatus Squad, it's fine if it gets its landing ability off. Good for you. If it doesn't, if the drop pod gets destroyed, you can still use it for Raldoron's buffing. Harem Squad, all these weak cards, you just put Harem Squad in play. Then you put, let's say, Sadian Infantry next to him. Then you kill Sadian Infantry with the Harem Squad. With Raldoron. Sadian Infantry dies. You draw a card, and Clonatus Squad deals 2 damage. No, sorry, Harem Squad deals 2 damage to random enemy and gains +1/+1. That's the ultimate 4 energy combo right there. Righteous Zealot, great for activating Raldoron's smart ability, for using Raldoron's energy ability. Alpha Row, also good for activating Raldoron's energy ability, because it has 1 health, but also for dealing extra damage. Sekrati Axerak, that's for giving all these troops, or most of these troops, extra damage. Last Stand, for some more combat tricks, giving a few of these troops extra attack. The Trap, this works really well as well with Raldoron, because you give the Trap +1/+1, which is amazing because it does 6 damage and still survives, which means the next troop he puts in play also takes 6 damage. So you do a similar combo to the one with the Harem Squad. You place the Trap, Sadian Infantry next to it, kill Sadian Infantry, draw a card, and the Trap gains +1/+1. Pi Alpha for some healing. He's not the beefiest warlord. Shock Assault for some more combat tricks and for dealing 4 damage. Always useful. Beast Sapphira, I know I did say that that maintenance does not work well with Raldoron, but Beast Sapphira is just really well. It works really well when buffed up. You have, if you give him just 1/+1/+1, he has 6 health, 5 attack, and Bloodthirst. Beast Sapphira just can't be taken out of this deck. Defense Satellites, they're great. Photon Thrusters, I always have in the deck. Command Post, this is for more combat tricks. Command Post is like the god of combat tricks. Lernia Hydra, to make tactics cost more, and it works really well when buffed up. And Malkador Tank, one of them. For the expensive cards I chose, starting from Beast Sapphira, I only wanted to choose cards that were better than their energy, that were more than worth their energy cost. We have Hydra, a 9/8 for 8 energy. Malkador Tank, a 12/7 for 9 energy. If we subtract the 2 health from him and add 2 attack, we have a 9/10 for 9 energy. Beast Sapphira is a 5/4 for 4 energy. Beast Sapphira, Hydra, and Malkador Tank, they're all really powerful for their energy cost. They don't have any special abilities, but that's all you want with Raldoron. You want powerful cards. So I will be showing you 3 games that I had with Raldoron. Yeah. So the first one is against Space Wolves, Greybeard. So here I replace Shock Assault and Command Post. Now looking back at this, I probably should not have replaced Shock Assault. But I do get Harem Squad and Leticio. I use Leticio, and I think this is an amazing hand right here. Because I can play, next turn play Alpha Row, and prepare for Raldoron's ability. Because in the turn after that, I can place Righteous Zealot and the Harem Squad. I do make a mistake this turn. It makes the 5 energy turn slightly awkward. I placed them all on one side. What I should have done was place the Righteous Zealot on the other side. Right now, this is a strange way of playing Greybeard. Yeah, it was slightly awkward. If I had to sacrifice him, I had to sacrifice that first Alpha row without gaining the Harem Squad buff. So this is what I mean. You deal 2 damage with the Harem Squad because of the Righteous Zealot. You kill that Righteous Zealot, give the Harem Squad +1/+1, and then you deal another 3 damage, and another 2 damage. So he just went down from 29 health or 27 health all the way down to 15. Bit of a shame that he had to die this turn. He did make a mistake there. He should have given +1/+1 to him instead of hitting my Harem Squad with both. I was slightly sad that my board was wiped, but I didn't really mind too much. I hit him so that unless he buffs him, he won't get his Bloodthirst ability off. KD's Helix. I think that's what killed me. This move. He does 12 damage in one turn. So I place the trap. And kill my Righteous Zealot so I can kill him with Raldoron's ability. And give the trap +1/+1. And I refill my energy to play the defense highlights to deal extra damage. Four damage. Now I'm looking pretty good. He places down that unit to take out my... I need to distract my bomb, and then he kills it with his tactic. Now, once again, that I think about it, I should have face bashed him. Now, once he's at 3 health, he starts acting like a real Space Wolves player, for once. But yes, I die this turn. Because he attacks me with his Jurgen, and I take the hit from his Axe Squad. So that was my game against Space Wolves. As you'll be seeing, because I was playing practice matches, you'll be seeing a few Warlords that you don't usually see on the competitive tiers. My next game is against Karn. I liked these two. Facade Infantry is a great turn 1 play, and so is Clonata Squad. But not Hydra. Hydra's a very bad turn 1 play. So I play Righteous Zealot because I see that Clonata Squad along with Fessadian Infantry makes a great turn 4 combo. Along with Harem Squad as well, so I mean, Harem Squad I placed it down now so I can deal an extra 4 damage to his Warlord. Hopefully. Yes, I get lucky with the placement of the Wounded Zealot. It is a shame that I don't have a second copy of the Harem Squad. So I have to get pretty lucky to get him early on when he's actually useful. So now comes that turn 4 combo I was talking about. Clonata Squad, Fessadian Infantry, and then Fessadian Infantry with Raldoron. Raldoron is just great at buffing weak troops and great at early game, but Blood Angels, not Blood Angels in general, but me, I don't have enough Blood Angel cards to have a great after turn. I have great turn, second or third turn. I mean, not second and third. 7+ energy turns. They're slightly awkward for Raldoron. Because either he can't spend all his energy, or he just places a bunch of weak troops that die next turn because they play a defense satellite or something like that. So let me see, just like this turn, what do I do? I use the ability to deal 1 damage to him. Raldoron is great for the first 4 energy turns, maybe 5. Or maybe, first 4 energy turns, and then he's also really great for the last, maybe, if you build the deck correct. This deck is really powerful in the first 4 and the last 3. But that 5, 6, 7 energy turns, they're awkward. Like here, 6 energy turn, I have to play that. Although he plays Rain of Fire, which is weird. So if I do end up changing this deck somehow, I would probably put some mid-tier neutral cards in it as well. I refill energy to put in play Righteous Zealot. Because I need something that works in the 5 energy. I need something that costs 5 energy, a powerful card that costs 5 energy. What I might consider is putting another copy in of the Photon Thrusters. So this turn I put in play Hydra and use Drilling Sight to get off his... I put in Hydra as well because you might be thinking, oh no, 8 energy turn coming up, he's going to use the Conqueror. Well, Hydra negates that because Hydra makes all tactics cost 2 extra. And he gets lucky with Mortar Strike. I so had this win, but he got lucky. So that was the second game. I should have won that, but I didn't. Next game is against Ingathel, a demon deck. I liked my hand. Some Alpha Row for a great first or second turn, and some Lecticio for some card draw. I also like my draw. Clonata Squad, great. I draw the trap, also great. So once again, I have a pretty nice hand. Been getting pretty lucky with my starting hands. Maybe it's not luck. I do have 8. 2 cost 2 and 1. Maybe 10 or 11. 50% of my deck is made up of 2 and 1 energy cost cards. When I first saw Raldoron, I immediately thought this guy needs to have half of his deck needs to be in the 2 and the 1 energy range, and the other half needs to be in the 7+ energy range. But now, playing with this deck a bit, I still think he needs a few cards that are in the 4, 5, 6 energy range. Beast of Fyra is a great inclusion, which I do have. The Photon Thrusters are. But the problem is that most of the neutral cards don't really have. Most of the neutral cards aren't that good, especially in the 3, 4, 5, 6 energy range. My idea was here to not kill his Beats of Fyra so that he would gain the maintenance, but I did forget that Ingefell reduces maintenance by 2. So I ended up taking 4 extra damage for no real downside on his side. So I do my combination, my combo with a trap, or I give the trap +1/+1. I have also in my lifetime made a few Ingefell decks where all you do is try to make as many demons as possible. And I now see that you can actually use what are they called? Sappers. Because they normally have stealth. He gains, what's this called? Sulfurpock. I was hoping that the trap triggered when something turned into something, because it's pretty much destroying. Turning something into a demon pretty much destroys the previous troop and makes this new one. So I was hoping that the trap would hit it for 6. He did get pretty lucky this turn with his defense satellite. But I do kill his Sulfurpock. And to give +1/+1 to my bunker post, make man post. And to my delight, he puts in play another Sulfurpock. But I do like my hand right now. I can either put in play Hydra and buff it, or the tank and buff it. Once again, I make a mistake. I should have put in play the tank. I put in play the Hydra to increase his tactics cost by 2, but I forgot about Sulfurpock's ability. And he jams my Hydra. Don't really. Oh, alright, yeah. So he can kill it this turn. Which is an odd choice. Very odd choice. So this turn I use defense satellites to hopefully wipe his board. But I deal 1 damage to Sulfurpock, so not the best. So I put down the Clonata squad, buff the Clonata squad, and deal 1 damage to Raldoron. Now you see what I mean by Raldoron is great in the late energy turns. But he really needs help this deck needs help in the mid-energy range. So I do a similar thing to what he did. I to face bash a very powerful troop with my Warlord. So now he has a very powerful board, but I see that he cannot kill my tank no matter what, and that means I win. Oh, defense satellites, even better. I buff my tank, use defense satellites, clear the board with Raldoron, and then win. I guess this game shows that Raldoron can deal very well with heavy removal, which I think is great because chaos cards, not chaos cards, neutral cards, they lack heavy removal. So if this deck somehow has good heavy removal, then it really fills in the gaps for or it fills in the holes for the needed slots. Now I'm thinking about replacing it. The Cycle of Wrath might be a good tactic for the 4 or 5 turn because it creates a vehicle, Imperial Army vehicle, which are normally very tanky. So having one of those in there might be useful. It also gives me some, not really card draw, but card creating. Or some supply lines, I guess, because then I can pull my tanks earlier. Oops, what am I doing here? Okay. Another Melkador tank? Maybe. Let's see, what would I take? What would I take out is the real question. Maybe the Secutari. And the Arcadas. Maybe the Mount Pharos, yes. Sounds like a good idea. And there it is. Cycle of Wrath. So I guess this is a slightly more modified version of this deck. So we have a few more mid-energy curve cards. So I hope you liked the video using Raldoron. I am going to implement a new system where you guys leave comments saying what warlord you want me to use, and I'll create a deck with that warlord.